everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with actually a quadrology movie review. Now, I lost my little notepad, so I'm going to be doing this from memory. Bear with me. I have an excellent recall. First movie in the quadrology is The Bodyguard, directed by Kevin Costner and starring Whitney Houston, done in 1992, which is a classic that defies time and age. It's the story of a starlet who decides to have Mr. Costner as her bodyguard. Well, she does it reluctantly. At first, she wasn't really sure. He doesn't really look like the buff, tough, rough and tumble type, but he proves himself to her, and later on they have a romance story. And the song "I Will Always Love You," which rocketed Whitney Houston to stardom, is in this film, and I had always found that scene in that song particularly moving. And when I saw it for the first time, I was crying. I thought, I can't stop. I mean, I couldn't, no matter what I did. I tried, but it was just so touching and so emotional and heartfelt, and there was a definite admiration and thirst for each other, that they knew that they were completed within each other's arms. I thought, yes, please go to him. But the first one was most definitely a love story, and a beautiful one at that. And I give it 2 thumbs up, 5 stars, hands down. I remember watching it a long time ago, but I hadn't seen it for a while, and I'd forgotten what the whole premise was, and I saw it again. It was like watching it for the first time, and just a resplendent film, and inspirational, very heartwarming, and it defied color barriers, so I really enjoyed that. The second one is a recent film with Sammo Hung, much older Sammo Hung, and I love Sammo Hung because I've seen a lot of kung fu films in my time, and this is up there with a lot of the kung fu movies I've watched. But it's about a civil servant. His name's Mr. Ding, and he's gotten older with age. He's retired, and he never forgave himself for losing his daughter. And there's he has a neighbor who can do nothing right, and he owes a big debt. He's a gambler, and his daughter likes to sneak away and go into Mr. Ding's house because Mr. Ding is her meal ticket. And this movie is so epic. It's just unbelievably good. If you want an action film, this is straight up your alley. It is non-stop adrenaline, and it takes you by force and holds you hostage and never lets you go, basically. And not only that, but to see, I'm sure they had a stunt double for Mr. Hung, but when he was executing all of his superior moves, I thought, good lord, remind me not to make Mr. Ding mad, because, yeah, you'll get dinged badly. And it was just spectacular. I was just awed at the bone-crushing action that he performed. I thought, dude. And later on, he starts to deteriorate, and it's so sad. But Cherry, the girl that sneaks in, she decides to take care of him. I'm not going to say what actually evolves into that mechanism, but it's really sad, and it's a sweet story, and masterfully executed. And that one also 2 thumbs, 5 stars. No quibbles, squabbles, kvetching, nothing. Perfect film, and I rarely say that, but Sammo, despite the fact that he's gotten older, I don't know if he really did put on all that weight over time, but, you know, for a man that age, he really hasn't lost a step. And I love to watch them. It gave me this sense of nostalgia from years ago when I used to watch Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee films and Jet Li and what was the other one? I think those are Steven Seagal, yeah, Van Damme, but Seagal does his own stunts, so does Jackie. Bruce did his own stunts. That's why he got so many broken bones. But yeah, anyways, the next one is yet another Bodyguard, of course, and this was done by a director I hadn't heard of, and his name is Yu Song, and this was your straightforward kung fu mastery, training, discipline, honor, that whole thing, and this Mr. Hero, as he's called, he's trained in the way of 1,008 kicks, or is it 1,006? Not 1,000, but 106 kicks, or 108 kicks, whichever it is. And he and his brother are in contention because he was preferred over his brother, and he wears the iron boots. At first, he tries to steal them from his master, and his master makes him train to get them, and eventually he rises to the occasion, so he's worthy of wearing the iron boots. And this one is really good. I mean, yeah, it's your old school kung fu bleh. Yeah. Anywho, speaking in other languages, I'm getting tired, I'm sorry. It's your basic kung fu film. Yes, I can say this right. I can speak English well. Thank you very much. Moving on. It was stellar. I mean, it really was. I can't really say too much about it. I'm not going to go into the whole plot of it, but the the father has a daughter that he wants to have looked after. And she's always had bodyguards her entire life. And it's kind of a love story, too, because she falls for him later on in the film. But as things progress, he and his brother are constantly at odds. But it's about actually overcoming your destiny. And, of course, Mr. Hero's father says you can't outrun your destiny. Your mother died while giving birth to you, and soon this destructive path will become your fate. And I thought, oh, nobody talks to me that way, sir. But he defies that. And he actually says to his brother, I don't live by those criteria, and I make my own fate, I make my own rules, and nothing that anybody has dictated to me or anything anybody else has told you applies to me, because I manifest my own destiny. I thought, yes, that is exactly what life is. And despite the fact that it is risk at every turn, and that's what makes it so enjoyable and entertaining, I think. And that's what helps us grow. But it's a very enlightening film, and I really love the way that Asians think and their philosophy, but this is very philosophy driven and very psychological. It's a good character study, especially with the jealous brother and just his vehement hatred, and I thought, oh, just forgive him. Violence solves nothing. It actually proves that violence solves nothing. It just creates more pain and misery. But as far as films are concerned, Yu Song has created something that's just outstanding and marvelous, and truly you're just completely wrapped and transfixed by this tale. And not only that, but I don't know if he was the one that was playing Mr. Hero, but Mr. Hero's be still my little heart. But anyway, yeah, I'll get over that. But it was yet another just high-marked film, and one that was done this year. But the only reason I know about it is because my friend has excellent taste in movies, and he sends me things that I would never have had a chance to see had he not acquired them for me. But that one I also give 2 thumbs and 5 stars. The last one I just watched today, and it was a 2011 film, and it had my baby, Salman Khan. Hoo hoo. Anyway, I will be fine. I will survive. Anyways, it's also a love story, just like the original. And Lovey Singh, he is required to watch over Ditra, and she falls in love with him. I mean, it's so sweet, and the songs in it are tremendous, and the theme song is darned catchy, and every song in this is just, it's really remarkable, and just the dance moves, seeing Salman be flirty and work his biceps made my day. I have problems, I'm sorry, but it shows the fact that he actually had a softer side too, and he was not invulnerable to love, and nobody is, but love is a strange thing, and it's the one constant that unites us all, and the one thing that solves all problems, as far as I'm concerned. Of course, I might be a little bit off there, according to some people, but that's just my opinion. But it was just a tremendous movie, and like with a lot of Jackie Chan films, and this was another good dose of nostalgia for me, but at the end they had bloopers, and I love those. I savored those, every second of that, and they were hilarious. I mean, they were hysterical, and seeing Ditra's actress flub up her lines was just priceless, and Solomon goofing around and acting silly, and I thought, yeah, he can do that too, and do it quite well, and he can do comedic role and do it with alacrity and such ease that you just think, I only thought that you were an action star, but no, never think that way, because he's actually very talented. What else do I have to say about Bodyguard? Bodyguard, it'll make you cry too. I was watching the end of it, and Dietrich's friend actually betrays her. I won't say why or how. This is a small spoiler, but it breaks your heart near the end of the film, and I just cried, and I thought, oh, the tears, they don't stop falling. They're coming down like rain, and I'm drowning. Okay, that's just bad poetry. Anyway, it was just really a splendid film in that one. It's like with all the others, they deserve all high marks. 2 thumbs up, 5 stars, hands down. Let's see, amongst other things, what have I done? Of course, yeah, I ziplined this Monday. That was my birthday. Let's see, trying to get a new heater for my house because my old one decided to give up the ghost and die on me. Oh, poor boiler. You did your job so valiantly, and you shall be missed dearly. May you rest in peace. R.I.P. Sorry, I had to do that. That was a reference to Life of Pets, but well, yeah, whatever. That's all I have to say, other than I'm working on some sketches here. Gonna finish that, and then I'm gonna draw up my last comic for Robot Revelation Human Rebellion. And I've been working on quite a few scripts. I'm writing. What's the one I'm writing right now? Oh, yeah. Rejected Superhero Coalition. Yes, it's the sequel. Believe it or not, I thought of that. And I'll be writing another script. It's called Fun Factory. It's like the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus and Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. I always wanted to do a movie. I like fantasy, and I just think it would be a good way to introduce people to not be afraid of using their imaginations and not be so stolid and repressed. I mean, there's some people that don't know what diversion means, and that just, why? I mean, that's existing. It's a black and white world. Sorry, I'm not going to go off on a tirade. And then I got one called Guru Takes a Respite, Fast Track to Freedom. Of course, that's going to be a hot button issue with immigration and all. Tough Act to Follow. That was actually a script that was requested of me through TTR, who sent me all these sensational films. Barbicide, I might have to come back to, because that was supposed to be a Halloween sort of deal. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stories here to work on. Then I got another one. It's Otaku Claus, and Otaku Claus was a character that I came up with when I was in college. And he never had a backstory, so I thought, you know what? He needs a very mystical, mysterious, enigmatic, kind of veiled backstory that would really make him interesting. And I've done that with the introduction of this elderly fairy character that bestows him with a scroll that, consequently enough, it gives him the powers of Otaku Claus. There was no Otaku Claus before him, so he's the only one. And of course he gets married, and they have all these elves that work for them. And instead of having reindeer, they have white elk. I just thought that would make more sense. It just is more fantastical. Just like the Forest King and Miyazaki. I think that's why I did that, so it would be a tribute, even though they're not imposing and godlike and so sacred, and you think, I should avert my eyes, I shouldn't even look at this creature, it's too holy. But no, it's not like that. Yeah, he was suggesting something else, and it sounded like kind of an acid trip. I said, I don't know if I want to do that. You know, there are a few movies I really like Through a Scanner Darkly and Waking Life and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. They're all the same, and they're all acid trip movies, and I've never really thought of actually doing that because, first of all, I don't do drugs. I don't condone the use of them. But it would just be weird. Maybe it would be like more of an experimental film thing. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking about one called Selfish. I'm not sure where I'm going to take that one yet, but I was thinking about what I would do with a plot for that particular film, if indeed I decide to write it. But other than that, that's basically what I'm working on. Got more things to review, like I've got more episodes of Falling Water to review as soon as they come out, so I will do that, and you can count on me to review them once they do. And that's all I have for now. So until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, Dizzy.